Welcome, everyone, to the Daily Juice Podcast on the Betting Pros Network. I'm your host, Sean Stacking the Money Green. Give me a follow on Twitter at Sean T. Green. And as always, the Daily Juice is being brought to you by BetMGM. Use a promo code JUICE, and a $10 bet turns into $200 if either team scores a touchdown. Buyer beware on Thursday Night Football. Good for college and pro football. Hey, got my butt kicked. Man, I've been so hot and cold just coming off a 3-0 night. Followed up by an 0-3 night. I mean, what the hell? Baseball, you cruel mistress. Thankfully, this is going to be an all football picks podcast here. But yeah, we'll get through the brutality that was the MLB. Oh, and I guess a little college football as well. Phillies got shut out 3-0. Again, analysis, you need to score runs, particularly in the postseason. Getting shut out may work in the regular season for winning games, but not in the postseason. This is where the wheat is separated from the chaff. I assume the chaff's the bad part. Phillies just didn't show up, didn't get any hits, didn't get any runs. It's just that easy. I'm sure the rain delay didn't help. That sounds like a good excuse, but yeah, kind of a whiff there. I was worried that they would feel good about just getting that one W in Atlanta, stole one, and maybe try and lock it up when they get back home there. Marshall, college football, they lost outright. 10.5-point home favorite, and you lose outright? They just didn't show up. I mean, it was just a really, really poor effort by Marshall, a team that beat Notre Dame. Again, this is where you can't make sense of college football, and usually I lean into situational spots because that's where it makes sense. But Marshall, like, what are we talking about here, Marshall? Come on, at home, you're going to lose outright to the Raging Cajuns? They lost to Rice. I don't get it. I watched that game, couldn't make sense of it, just complete whiff. Dodgers, though, this one was the toughest pill to swallow because, man, over 4.5 on the team total, man, they had so many opportunities. I mean, if you told me, Sean, hey, you're on the over team total for the Dodgers at 4.5, they're going to get you 3 home runs. I go, okay, where do I pick up my money? Like, how do you have 3 home runs and only 3 runs? I mean, I get it. It's 3 solo shots, but 11 hits, 3 home runs, 19 men left on base. Come on, Dodgers. You can do better than that. And I'm sure they will because they're the Dodgers. They're still a really good team. A bit of an outlier there, but good game by the Padres. Nice win to steal one in Chavez Ravine. Hey, Brandon Ayuk, you want his autographed jersey? I bet you do. Just go to youtube.com/bettingpros, hit subscribe, comment on this video. Automatically entered to win an autographed jersey courtesy of Pristine Auction. That is Brandon Ayuk. All right, let's get to the NFL picks. Thursday Night Football. First up, we got 3 props and a play on the side because it's a primetime game. I'm not going to give you play on the side. Carson Wentz, interceptions over 0.5. Let's go. Minus 130 over on DraftKings. They're going to make this minus 200 if you don't want me to bet this. Carson Wentz, let's go. He's thrown 6 interceptions so far this season. He's thrown 1 in 4 out of his 5 games. And the Bears, they're pretty... I don't want to go so far as saying solid defense, but they can get some interceptions. They've gotten 5 so far this season, so averaging 1 a game. But really, this is just about Carson Wentz, who he's Carson Wentz, right? Like he'll hit some like cool plays, and you're like, wow, what a cannon, what an athletic play. And then he'll hold on to the ball too long, force it into double coverage, and end the game like he did against the Titans. So Carson Wentz, just to throw 1 interception, that feels way too easy. That's the only thing that's scary about it. It's too easy. Another prop I like here, Darnell Mooney, under 3.5 receptions, minus 105 over in DK. I was high on Mooney. Like, I thought I saw something between Justin Fields and Mooney. I thought they had a good connection coming into this season, and just... man, fantasy props, whatever. This Bears offense is just not throwing the ball that often. I mean, Fields is completing like 15 passes a game. You know, there's those stats like Cooper Kupp basically has more receptions than the entire Bears offense. It's crazy. Bears are on schedule to have the fewest passing yards for an NFL team since 1980. I realize this is a reception prop, but he's just not getting the targets. He's not getting the looks. I mean, Mooney in 5 games has 10 catches. Like 4 seems like a pretty big outlier. He's gotten 4 once this season, but just once. So I really like Darnell Mooney under 3.5 receptions. Juice is on the right side for us as well at -105 over on the old DraftKings. Justin Fields, I'm going to take his over rushing yards. Over 41.5, -110 over on DK. This has hit last 3 games to the over pretty easily, especially considering last game he had a big run called back. He's averaging at least 7, or not averaging. He's gotten at least 7 carries a game. He's had a couple 8s in there, even a 10 carry game. Like if you're getting near double digit in carries, you don't even have to be that efficient to get over 41.5. Even in the game where he only got 7 carries, he still ran for 52 yards. I know the Commanders are decent against the QB rush, but like this Bears team is such an outlier. Like they really don't have much more of an offense going besides Justin Fields. And some of them are design runs, but a lot of it is just he drops back, doesn't feel good with what he's seeing. He doesn't feel comfortable back in the pocket, if we're being completely honest. So he's looking to run first. It's not uncommon with rookie or young quarterbacks. Justin Fields making his 2nd year starting. So love the over 41.5 on the rush yards. I even look at some of the alt stuff for this because I feel like he could hit some. And yeah, like in the Vikings game, he broke off a pretty long one, got called back. I think he's due for a long run as well. So give me Justin Fields over 41.5 rush yards. Commanders at the Bears. Bears you can find as a +1 small home dog there, -110 over on BetMGM. I'm going to get down on that for 2 units. I think injury-wise, this is pretty big. Bears are getting their number 1 cornerback back, Jalen Johnson. They're also getting N'Keal Harry going. I mean, is N'Keal Harry going to change the game? No, but he might. I mean, this offense needs something. So is it N'Keal Harry? Probably not, but at least it gives them a little bit of a spark. And the Bears defense, the passing defense hasn't been bad. I mean, they're only allowing like around, I think it's like 200 yards passing per game. So getting Jalen Johnson back, again, another reason why I like the Carson Wentz over interceptions. Both these offenses are really, really bad. Bears are 29th in DVOA, Washington 30th. So when you have 2 bad teams, I got to lean towards the home team. I threw out that stat last week about the, Thursday night home teams on Thursday night usually being pretty solid. I like the spot here. Bears 2 wins at home. Meanwhile, the Commanders 0-2 on the road. Wentz got called out by his coach, Ron Rivera. He since backtracked and apologized. But, I mean, the way they asked, like, hey, why is your rebuild taking so much longer? He didn't think about it. He didn't accidentally say quarterback. It was immediately quarterback. So, come on. Carson Wentz now in his own head. Carson Wentz dealing with backup quarterbacks trying to steal his job. This has Wentz tailspin written all over it. And I think, again, is this Bears team great? No, but I think this is actually one of the few wins they can get here. And I don't think they're going to blow this opportunity. Last but not least, and I was trying to find the note on it, but Matt Eberflus, the Bears head coach, he saw Carson Wentz every day in practice last year. Of course, he was the Colts defensive coordinator. So imagine how many times he's sitting there watching practice, seeing Wentz's tendencies, knowing what he does, what he likes, what he doesn't like. I think that is just such a huge advantage going into this game. And I feel like I've read and heard a decent amount on the game, and I feel like not enough people are talking about it. So Matty Eberflus being the Bears head coach and his experience facing Carson Wentz every day in practice, I think is a huge advantage for the Bears. So give me the Chicago Bears +1 as a home dog on Thursday night for 2 units over on BetMGM. Give me Justin Fields over 41.5 rush yards, -110 over on DK. Darnell Mooney under 3.5 receptions, -105. Carson Wentz over a half interceptions at -130 on DK as well. And if you're getting some same game parlay stuff going, feel free to boost up Wentz to 2 interceptions as well. Maybe even find an alternate line, because I think he could become the turnover machine we all know he is. Hey, BetMGM, use that promo code JUICE. $10 bet turns into $200 if either team scores a touchdown. Not a guarantee here. And I will toss in my first touchdown predictions in the Betting Pros Discord, bettingpros.com/chat for the DGens out there. Part of me wants to say no touchdowns once again. I know the odds of it hitting back-to-back Thursday nights seems really unlikely. Or is this the time to play it? Tune in. I'll toss them in the Discord there as well. Follow me on Twitter at Sean T. Green. Check out my other podcast. It's simply called the Sports Gambling Podcast. Just put out an episode picking every NFL game against the spread. Going to give out my best bets here and some props as well. Hey guys, you know what to do. Subscribe, rate, and review. And as always, don't forget to let it ride.